Hello everyone. Today I want to go over Zoom and how to use it to its fullest capability. So Zoom is an online virtual chat uh, web browser. So most of you are familiar with it, whether it's on the iPad or on your Mac or your phone. But I want to go into the fullest extent Zoom offers. So if you get into a meeting, it'll pull up a screen here. Once you're in a meeting, there's a lot of things that you have the capability of doing. I've already gone over how to record, but I want to go over some of the other features it offers, such as the chat, which you are able to share files with. If you click the three dots here, you can look at it and choose to send stuff to, you can choose who can participate and who they can participate with. So they can participate with everyone or just the host. As well as you can send messages to everyone and they can send messages to you. So it's a great way if they had a question during class, you can just tell them to use the chat feature and then you could check it periodically. So beyond the chat, the biggest thing that I like to go over is the screen share feature. So if you hit screen share, it pulls up this menu. So one, your desktop or your computer, that's going to be exactly what they see. So whatever device you're on. So I'm on my Mac. So you're able to see anything that I have on my desktop. They also have a built-in whiteboard. So if you were to click it and share, it has its own whiteboard, which you can do whatever you want with. I think that's a great feature that you can be aware of. Spotlighting helps people quickly identify, as well as you can add text. You can create text boxes and add text as well. So the whiteboard feature, I think, is great for students to see, especially if you're working out problems, you're trying to show them something specifically. Also, within the screen sharing, so if you go back into it, you'll see AirPlay. So if you have your iPad or phone, you can actually AirPlay it to your Mac and they can see it that way. But I think the easiest way, besides having to worry about AirPlay and being on the same connection, is via cable. So I have my iPad hooked up, plugged into my computer. And I'll sign into my iPad real quick. So I have my iPad pulled up. If I click on that and click share, it takes a minute, but now you have my iPad. So anything I'm doing on my iPad, that's what the students are seeing. So I think that's a great feature as well, especially if you have a lot of apps or you have all your work saved to your iPad and you can simply just go into it and work out problems. Uh, so that feature is excellent for being able to switch quickly and not having to rely on everything being on one device. I know that as the teachers, we have the iPads with the Apple Pencils, so it's a lot easier to draw, highlight, work out problems with our iPad compared to trying to do it with the keyboard and mouse. So I just wanted to share that feature in Zoom with you, and then you can stop sharing. And uh, that's pretty much the extent of it. I just wanted to share the screen sharing feature about how you can hook up your iPad and screen share it in your Zoom meeting on a Mac, as well as how to use the built-in whiteboard within Zoom. Another feature in Zoom that I wanted to go over is how you can customize your settings. So to customize your settings, once you pulled it up, this is on my Mac, you click the little gear shift, and you can see all the different types of settings you have here. So you can choose to add it to the menu bar. So you see, if you select that on the menu bar in the very top of your Mac screen, you will see the little zoom icon that you can click to make it a quick link. If you have dual monitors, um, you can activate that feature as well. Enter full screen when starting or joining a meeting. Copy invite link when starting a meeting. You can read through all these and kind of choose what feature you want to use. Video is an important part. If you have different web cameras, you can choose which web camera you want. For the video, you can enable HD. You can mirror your video and touch up your appearance. Enabling HD, the only problem I have with that is if you have kids that have a weaker internet connection, HD requires more bandwidth, so it might be a little harder and they might get some more lag if they have that, if you have that enabled when it comes to your video feed. Something to play around with and see when you have time to do that. Always display participants' names on their videos. Turn off the video when joining a meeting. I do that because there's a lot of meetings that I join. There's really no purpose for them to see me, so I can turn that off. Always show video preview dialog when joining a meeting. You can go through those settings. Audio, I like to use my microphone when joining a meeting simply because sometimes there's no need for me to talk. And there's not a need for a bunch of people to be talking when they join your video. So that's an important feature too that you could tell people to select on. Press and hold the space key temporarily to unmute yourself. That's easier than having to go and click the unmute button every time that you need to talk. Also in the audio, you can see that it's responding to my input level. So as it detects my voice, it shows you how loud it is. So you can always adjust your audio settings based upon what you see there. Screen share, I've gone over that. The chat, if you want to add virtual backgrounds, or if you have a green screen yourself, you can do that just to play around with it, maybe mix it up. Maybe you don't want to show your students your house if you had to Zoom from home, so that's always an option. Recording something I've gone over already. This is your profile features. Statistics just shows mainly how Zoom is affecting your computer when it comes to the overall. Depending on your computer, it shouldn't eat up that much of your memory or your processing power, but that's nothing for you to really worry about. You can see audio settings, video settings, and your screen sharing settings when those times come. If you want to build in keyboard shortcuts or see those shortcuts, you can see them all here and how to access them. Accessibility, you can change your closed captioning, font sizes, allows meeting controls, and it allows your default chat display. So if you're also going to schedule another meeting, you can go into advanced options. And if you're scheduling a meeting, I highly recommend that you mute participants upon entry. That way they're not coming in and talking over you or blocking your voice from being heard. So make sure you enable that so when they come in there, you can unmute them later. They can unmute themselves later. But I think it's very important that you mute people as they come in. I think that's all I have when it comes to preparing Zoom and using Zoom to its fullest capabilities. I hope this helps.